Hello and welcome to the channel, or if you've been here before, welcome back to the channel. I'm Country Boy, and today we're going to be opening up some retro Spider-Man figures from Hasbro's Marvel Legends line. I've opened up a few before with part 1 right here, and part 2. So consider this video part 3. Now what I do is I pick 4 random names out of a hat for the figures that I have, and those are the ones that I open for the episode. Who knows what I'm going to open? And then at the end, I'll rank them which ones I like the least to which ones I like the most. And that's basically it. Pretty simple. So without further ado, I guess let's get to the hat and open up these names. Or pick these names. Pull the names, pull the names. Pull the names out of the hat. Let's go. And just so the naysayers out there can't say I didn't pull this from a hat, here we go. First name is Sandman. All right. Sandman. Flint Marco. I believe, right? I'll double check that. Hammerhead. Hammerhead. Mr. Flat Top himself. And who else we got? Oh, doesn't follow by itself. I guess we'll open it. Gwen Stacy / MJ. Because I know it has the Mary Jane Watson head in there as well. And then number 4. I almost said 3. We will do... What's this one? Spider-Man Black and White. That'll be this episode. All right, let's get to opening these guys. Let's have at her. And here he is. Marvel's Sandman. As you can see, this isn't the DC Sandman because that is a completely different entity all on its own. But fun fact, if you didn't know this, Spider-Man, the 1990s series, did not even feature Sandman whatsoever. So this is obviously a comic book depiction of him or some other depiction. So I said earlier that it was Flint Marco. I find on the back that this is actually William Baker. I don't even know about this William Baker. I have very limited knowledge on characters that are outside of Spider-Man cartoons and movies. So yeah, this is the William Baker version of Sandman, apparently. But he's looking pretty cool, from what I can tell. And if I want to see how cool he is, we're going to have to open him up, which is what we're going to do right now. Here he is, Sandman, out of the packaging. I know that is not Thomas Hayden Church. Then again, I guess it couldn't be because, again, that was also Flint Marco. So this is the William Baker character version of him. He looks pretty sweet. I'm actually quite happy with the way he looks. I like the snarling face that he's got going on. And you got the cornrow thing that like the Osborns kind of have in the old cartoon show. So I guess they just added that to this character as well. Got the big old muscles right there. Got double jointed elbows. Good wrist action there. See, he moves his head back decently. Forward, okay. Sit swivel is pretty awesome. Double jointed knees, as we've come to see in the other figures. And I like these boots. Oh, I mean, it looks like boots anyways, but it's got like the regular shoe swivel like you would have in a regular Spider-Man character figure. I got the ab crunch, but he doesn't crunch too far forward. He does crunch back quite a bit though, give you a good limbo look. But you know what? I like how it does this, and it's still kind of, even when you do that, it still kind of lines up with the lines on the sides. Appreciate that, you know? Doesn't look goofy. And there's the back. He's got the pockets, if you want to see. You know, he's got to put some stuff in the pockets there. He's got to put a little extra sand in there. Better watch out. That's the figure. He's got his fists, his regular fists on. So no open hands, which is fine. I'm probably not going to pose him with his regular fists anyways. Right here is an arm attachment. So you put that where his hand would be, and then you would attach something like this to it, I guess. Or... I'm not even sure. Maybe this is a different attachment. Maybe this goes somewhere else on the arm. I gotta look at all the instructions and stuff. Actually, you know what? This probably just goes straight into the wrist where the hand is. So just take the hand out and put that there. And then this is another piece just like that one. I don't exactly know what it does. I gotta think. It's gotta do something with attaching to the arm. Because where else would this go? The legs? No, that wouldn't do anything. I'm not too sure. I'm not 100% sure. Unless it just goes around the arm. That's already there. And then there's a fist, a big punching fist with bits of sand coming off it, like you can tell. Pretty sweet. And the alternate head, where it's like someone already punched him in the face and he's got a hole in his head and he's just reforming it back. Which I might actually have him pose with this so you know exactly who he is right away. Like, this is Sandman, and this has been in a fight, or he's still in a fight. All in all, I think it's a pretty cool figure. I'll obviously show him with some pictures with the other stuff on him, because just like this is probably kind of boring looking at him. Just looks like a guy with a striped green shirt. So yeah, I will put the fists on, and whatever these attachments are, I'm not 100% sure. Maybe they even show in the back here. I got to take a look here. Yeah, it looks like they do somehow attach to those pieces. Okay, I will do that. But first, we're going to open up the next figure. All right. And here we have old Flat Top himself, Hammerhead. Not that I can really remember him from the 90s cartoon. My knowledge of the 90s cartoon goes back from when I watched it a long time ago, so I can't really remember him being in the show, if he was at all. Regardless, he's in the most recent Spider-Man game, the PS4 game, and he's also in a bunch of comics, and he's been in other cartoons I know. So he is definitely a staple to the Spider-Man universe, and he looks pretty cool. Let's see what the back looks like. And there's the back. This was the wave that he came in. I've already opened up that guy right there. And yeah, so without further ado, I suppose we got nothing left to do but open this guy up. Here he is, out of the packaging. Hammerhead. And you know what? I'm actually really liking this figure. I always love it when they give a suit to a character and it doesn't look like just a plain suit. This pinstripe detail, it's pretty cool. It's all buttoned up, so it's not like you can take this off or anything. I do wish it was kind of a little bit looser. Like I wish it was kind of like my Peter Parker's jacket that opened up more. Like this is just like loose here. It doesn't open up all the way, but it's not really necessary. It's not like I'm going to be doing anything with his jacket open or anything like that. But look at the detail on that face. What an ugly mug only a mother could love. Pretty good paint job though. Like look at those lips, look at those eyes, man. Pretty awesome. Yeah, definitely flat top. Pretty sweet. There's the back. And yeah, so some of the similar articulation as you see in the other guys. And oh, this is a stiff knee joint. But it does have the double jointed knees. Then the feet, look how shiny these shoes are. You can tell he goes to a shoe shine guy. One thing I do like also is the brass knuckles right there. That's pretty cool detail. What does it say? It says something. It says head. Okay, so I guess for Hammerhead. Cool. So that is Hammerhead body. And then we can look at some of his extra accessories. So on this side, he's got another open hand. So he can hold his one accessory that he comes with. Because right now that's obviously a closed fist. And then he has another hand that can open up as well. Because again, on the other side he has another closed fist. Because he means business. He's a mob boss and he don't mess around. And when he wants to make people talk or at least take them out without a gun, here's the weapon of choice. By any mob boss, really. I mean, have you ever seen those old mob movies? Have you seen The Untouchables? Or was it even Casino? I think with Joe Pesci and his brother getting knocked into their graves, into the cornfield. But yeah, baseball bat, classic mob move. I love this figure. He looks great. Goes good with the blue and the red and the black. The hair looks awesome. Great detail. So what we're gonna do next? Open up another figure, number 3 for the day. Gonna be Gwen Stacy and MJ, and let's get to it. So here we have Gwen Stacy. So technically this is supposed to be just Gwen Stacy, but they also threw in the head of Mary Jane in case you want to have like Gwen Stacy as a murderer and she killed Mary Jane. She's holding her head. Or no, you can just swap their heads and you can have Mary Jane instead, because maybe you're more of a Mary Jane fan instead of a Gwen Stacy fan. Fun fact, she never actually wore this outfit on the TV show. It's just, that's the outfit she's most known for. The death of Gwen Stacy, obviously. Everybody's seen that. Oh, Emma Stone. No, why'd you have to die? Amazing Spider-Man 2. And then they never made a third one because she was dead and nobody cared. But let's look at the back. That's the back. Looking like the back should be, I guess. And there's the front again. So I guess next thing to do is just open it up and see how it fares. So here is Gwen Stacy. Looking like Gwen Stacy usually does. Looking with the blonde hair, got the green jacket, the purple blouse. I like the way she looks. She feels good. But one thing I did notice with this is the first female Spider-Man figure that I've opened. She definitely is thinner, like in the legs and in the arms, and feels a little bit more brittle, a little bit lighter. But she doesn't feel like she's gonna break or anything like that. She just feels smaller, I'll say. And yeah, there's only so much head movement you can do with such long hair. It's gonna get in the way, obviously. And then she's got single joint at the elbow, not like the double jointed for most of the other figures. Double jointed knees, as you can see, which is standard, it seems like. Yeah, I like the way that this like opens up and stuff. It's pretty cool. It feels like a jacket. I mean, it feels like almost like a raincoat is what it feels like, but it looks like a cool jacket. It's nice. I really appreciate it, the way it looks. And then she comes with this textbook from Midtown High, because that's obviously the high school that they went to. Can I get that in focus? I don't know. Let's see. Midtown High. Can you read that? There it is. Yeah. Yeah, because that's the high school that Spider-Man went to with a bunch of his friends. And then there's a bag that she can carry. Put her books and whatnot in there, all of her textbooks. And she also comes with a Daily Bugle newspaper. Just like my J. Jonah Jameson one came with. And here is Mary Jane's head. Just floating there, disembodied. And I like the detail on this one. I almost, let's say I like the detail on this one more. But I don't think I'm going to have the Mary Jane head on here. Just because this is definitely a Gwen Stacy body. If they ever do come out with another, hopefully they'll come out with a Mary Jane body. Maybe I can swap it out with this head because it does look pretty good. But until then, it's going to be a Gwen Stacy for sure. Like I said, I would love to have a Mary Jane. But what version of Mary Jane? I don't know. Am I going to have the Zendaya? Am I going to have the Kirsten Dunst? You take your pick. Those are just the movies. So, next up. Last but not least, I cannot talk. My goodness, what is going on here? My last figure that I'm going to open, hopefully not the least, is Spider-Man Black and White. So here we have the fourth figure of the day, Spider-Man, in a black and white costume for some reason. I don't even know if this is something from the cartoon. I'll have to do some research, I guess. Maybe it was in the comics. I don't know. Only thing I can think of is it's from Mr. Negative or something. I know it even says right here, the Negative Zone Pizza. Maybe this is from Mr. Negative. But obviously he wasn't in the old cartoon because he's more of a newer character. That's coming about, I think, in the 2000s. So regardless, I think it looks pretty cool. Let's see what it looks like on the back. Spider-Man. Well, it doesn't even have any of the other figures. Usually they have like a bunch of other figures that would be in the line. Interesting. Spider-Man's Negative Zone suit allows him to absorb the Negative Zone's dark energy and even merge with shadows. By doing so, the wall crawler becomes practically invisible and has a major advantage against his enemies. Well, there you go. That would be why he has this suit, apparently. I guess there's nothing left to do but to get to it and open him up. And here he is, Spider-Man, the black and white suit, but no, not the symbiote black and white suit. This is the negative zone suit, I guess. They're inverted colors, sort of, I guess. Not inverted because that was the Webman. That was red and blue inverted. Whereas this is just black and white. Yeah, so I guess if it was a black and white movie, this is what he would kind of look like, I suppose. But it seems like it's maybe lacking something, though. I don't know what it is. But he's got, same old, double elbow, double knee, ankle movement, what have you. I like the eye, how it's got the white outside and then black on the inside. That looks kind of cool. And the white symbol in the front there, black symbol in the back. So it's not exactly like it's just black and white, because he doesn't have any of the spider web design on him either. So obviously it's not completely 100% one-to-one. But yeah, I don't know. It doesn't feel as good as the last ones I opened. I don't know. Maybe it's exactly the same and it's all in my head. But he did come with these hands. What do you do with these? You go, excellent. Excellent. Every damn time. I don't know why. I'm not Mr. Burns. Then he also has these flipping hands. Flip. And the one last accessory he came with, which I'm probably going to definitely have to put him with, is this black and white pizza. So, is he in the negative zone and this is why he looks like this? Or did he make this negative zone suit? Because the black and white pizza wouldn't make sense if he just made a black and white suit. It must be in the negative zone. And that's why everything would be black and white. So yeah, that would be the fourth figure of the day. We're going to put them all in order from our least favorite, I guess, to the left, and most favorite to the right. Stay tuned for that next. Here we go. So as you can see, today, the bad guys take it. My least favorite today is going to be the black and white negative zone Spider-Man. I just don't know if we really needed this version of Spider-Man. It's okay. Maybe you could have come with like some spider webbing or something like that, but it just doesn't really do it for me. It's nothing too great. The other versions that I have already opened up, I prefer over this one. So he's just also one other thing that I will say I don't care for is the pins on this guy. Like you can't really tell that he's got pins here, but on the inside of his arms, it's very blatantly obvious that he has these pins that are just black. And now that they're going pinless, Hasbro, with most of their figures nowadays, it's definitely very noticeable. It's not that you need to be pinless, because I'm fine with having pins, but if you can hide them better than that, I guess, is what I'm saying. Next up is Gwen Stacy, mainly just because it's just a person. It's a woman with some books. She doesn't do much of anything else. I do like the sculpt though. Like I love her jacket. I love her, even her little bandana on her head, or what do you call it, the hair band. I think she looks good. One negative I'll say though is I wish that the Mary Jane head maybe didn't come with it, and Mary Jane was her own figure. I feel like that's a waste. Like, why are you throwing two heads in with one figure that are two completely different characters? It's kind of a cheap way of doing things, I guess. Anyways, I do think that these figures are still good. They're fine. They're not my favorite, but they're fine. Whereas Sandman, I think Sandman is fantastic. My one negative I'll say for Sandman is I wish he was bigger. I feel like he should be a bigger guy. Maybe not the size of like Rhino or like Kingpin, but I wish he was just a little bit taller, because he's almost just as big as Hammerhead here, and I think Hammerhead's normally a normal size to maybe even a smaller size guy. But other than that, I think he looks great. I love the paint job on this guy. I love the detailing. I love the different sand things that you can put on him. I figured out obviously how to put the sand wrist things on. Wasn't very hard. It's pretty simple. This guy looks great. I love the way he looks. And my number one for today is going to be Hammerhead. I just think he was done perfectly. I don't know if there's anything I would change on this figure. I love the pinstriping. I love the brass knuckles. He's got the cool hammerhead. He's got the cool bat in his hand. Awesome figure. He definitely looks like a mob boss, and he would really whack some guys. But you know what? Like I say in every one of these videos, there are no losers. These are all fantastic figures. I just like these guys more than those guys. So if you like what you see here, check out my other videos. I've got quite a few now. I'm building up a bit of a video library, I should say. Again, I'm countryboy_9. And if you like what I do here, I've also got some other videos I do with my friends called Wasted Opinions. And we're on YouTube, and we just basically talk about some pop culture stuff like movies, TV shows, video games, what have you. If it's popular in the world, we'll usually talk about it. But for now, that's going to be me. And this is episode 3 of my Spider-Man Retro unboxings. Hope you enjoyed it. Please hit the like and subscribe, and we'll see you later.